So Graham, can you tell me a little bit about the SESAME project? What it's trying to achieve, what its aims are?
Yes, certainly. The SESAME project is a 3-year project which is funded by the EPSRC, and we've got 6 universities in the UK working together on how we might improve the way in which small businesses prepare for and respond to floods.
Why small businesses in particular?
Small businesses are particularly important for 2 key reasons. One is they make such a significant contribution to the UK economy, given that over 99% of businesses are small businesses, and secondly is that small businesses tend to have a lack of business continuity plans in place. So there are 6 investigators in the team working on various different integrated strands, but it's perhaps easiest to start with the interviewing side. So Tina, Tim and Lindsay have interviewed a whole range of small businesses across the UK, and what they're doing essentially is capturing the actions and behaviours of businesses, what they did if they've experienced flooding, or what they think they might do if they do experience flooding, and that's going to be the input for the modelling work.
But you mentioned modelling.
Yes.
So I think that's your part of the work, isn't it, Graham?
Modelling is my part of the work, but also Nigel at Leeds University. My aspect of the work is trying to model a business, a small business, in terms of its behaviours, its actions, its response to certain events related to a flood. And that, as I mentioned, comes from the interview data that Tina, Tim and Lindsay have pulled together.
So the interviews give you some suggestion of how businesses behave and how they don't behave. Then what do you as a modeller do with that data?
What we do is we essentially furnish each computer model of a business with a set of rules that govern the behaviour or the operation of that business. So it will be, if there's no flood water, then continue production as normal. If it starts to flood, then lift up IT equipment might be one thing they might do immediately, that kind of thing. The other aspect of computer modelling is important to mention, is that when I'm modelling a small business, I've clearly got to have a flood event. So we get that data from Leeds University. They provide us with flood data at half-hour intervals over it could be a 1 or 2 day or even 10-day period.
Okay.
And then we can use our computer models of small businesses with that timeline of a flood to see what they would do.
So the computer is in effect kind of simulating the behaviour of a business hour by hour, and at the same time it's feeding into that behaviour different levels of floodwater.
Yes.
And then at the other end you get some kind of output showing you the consequences of different behaviours and the consequences of the floodwater.
Exactly. So for example, we might have a small business that chooses to hold its stock above ground level. So if it's flooded, then that stock is not damaged, for example, a simple example.
What we've heard from businesses themselves is that the most productive thing is for them to be able to talk to each other about this issue. So it's no good an academic or government preaching to businesses. They want to hear what their colleagues have been doing. So we're working with businesses and with other stakeholders to create a website, an interactive website, where businesses can talk to each other, hear each other's views, hear what the experts are saying, reflect on the whole issue of flood risk, and develop their ideas and their thinking for what to do about it.